Okay, so now that we have seen different type of the CSS or selectors we can use to apply the CSS to our ATM element. The next thing we want to do now is we want to now go through the wall. What are the different type of the what we call wall? A CSS wall properties. CSS wall, CSS property. CSS property is the CSS property. They are the main wall, the main rule that we use to to apply the style to our HTML element. And we are going to be following some of these CSS property in this particular way here now, like this guide on the page here. Because this page is going to give us the guideline on different type of the CSS property we need to understand. Because there are many CSS property and they are in the different category. There's some CSS property we use for the color. We want to see how we can apply the CSS color. There's a CSS property we use for the for the background, and there's also CSS property we use for for the font. Do you get it now? So it is very important to understand what are these particular CSS property. Okay, so just like the word we have here now. When we say CSS property, the CSS property represent the customizable characteristic of the HTML element. So, and this CSS property can be classified into the different category. The most commonly used category of CSS property is the font, text, and the link. We also have for image, we have for tables, we also have for the form. But when you're talking about the form, there are different type of the CSS property we can use for the form, for the font. That means we can customize the manner in which the some text appear. And the text, CSS property for the text is the one that used to change the color, index, alignment. While the CSS property for the link is to change the appearance of the link in an HTML element. So we'll be looking at it one by one here now. The first one I pick up here is the CSS property for the color. Now, so when you are setting the color for your any element, there are two types of color you can set. You can set the color for the text. That's what we call foreground color. You can set the color for the background. So using the CSS property called color is to change the color of a text, just like what you have been seeing us using here now in this CSS. We apply the color to H2 here. This is CSS property for the color. But when you are applying the color to any of these elements, the color can be applied in so many ways. We can use color in hexadecimal code instead of using the color name. Using color in hexadecimal, system apply it more faster than the name. So, but one thing that and with the color in hexadecimal, you can get access to thousands of color. Do you get it now? So, and sometimes you cannot memorize different type of hexadecimal color that are available. So it is highly recommended that when you are going to apply the color to any of your CSS any of your HTML element, always use the hexadecimal color rather than the color name with the keyword like red, green, blue, and transparent. There are some of the hexadecimal file here. So here now is the is the sample file for different type of the HTML color here. I'll send this file to you. This file show different type of the hexadecimal code we can use for color. You get it now? And there are more than this. There are some hexadecimal code that are default there are some general color in hexadecimal. Like here now is the red. You get it now? So if you are going to use hexadecimal color, we can memorize some of this one here now. This one is common. When you say hash, hexadecimal color can be 6 digits, can be 3 digits. FFF here represent white color. While the hash hash 000 represent black color. You get it now? So if you are going to apply that color, you have to use any of this particular code. But code cannot be memorized, and that's why we have some file that show some of different type of the color you can apply. Okay, so you can still go online to check more about this color online. So for example now, so for example now, for example now, if I'm going to apply this red, instead of using this red name now, I can use what? Hash. Okay, I can use hash okay, FFF00 here. Oh, this is yellow. Oh, remain one letter. Okay, this is yellow. I think I see the red there now. Okay, double F, that is it. So this is going to be what? To be red now. Double F, 4 zeros. Can you see this color for red now? You get now. So I can change this one. So if I'm going to give another color to the green, green is something like this again. Ash ash 006600. That is green. You can see now. That's the green color. So there are many of these color names which must be using in hexadecimal if you are applying the color now. So the color change the color of the text, whether you are changing the color of the any element. Now let me go back to our CSS here now. I want to change the color of the paragraph now. So I say P element, okay, and I define the color here now. And I want the color of the element paragraph we have here maybe to be, let me choose another color, maybe blue now. So the blue here now is what? Is 00, light blue is 00FF, okay. I can return this color I'm going to use here now. So I copied it, I can return back to here and I say colon this and semicolon. That's the blue. So this means that what? Every HTML word, every paragraph here become blue. Can you see now? That is it. The paragraph here become blue. So even though when I say okay, I'm changing the, that is how the color can be what? Apply to the any of the word element here. Color keyword in hexadecimal. But another one now is what? Is the background color. You can set the background color for any of the HTML element too. To set the background color for the HTML element, we use the background word CSS property. I can use any color in hexadecimal too. So every HTML element have a background color. Do you get it now? For example now, let's assume that I want to apply the background color to what? To this H1 here. You can see H1 here did not have a background. So I can return back to what? To this okay. I think what the CSS will apply to the H1 already. This is the H1. Okay, I give it ID or line sky. So I can return back here again and come to this sky again and now say background color. These are the other CSS for property too. Background color, I can say what? Ash. I can choose any color of my choice. Let me do for good color here for the background from here again. Maybe okay, and I say maroon. The CSS color for maroon. Where is it? Oh, let me preview this one in a way I can. Orientation now should be landscape. Okay. Oh, I can't see the color. Let me look for another set of hexadecimal color here now online. So I say hexadecimal color, hexadecimal color code. Hexadecimal color code. Okay. So these are the sum of the hexadecimal color code we have here now. So there are so many we can use. Okay. I want to see the pages where we can get most of those color. Okay, let me say 12 more row here now. Give me some of the other pages. These are the blue red line Okay, okay, good. So we have this. Let me use this hash here now. 45, 45, 45 here. So now I can return to my here and now apply this. This is a decimal color I want to apply now. So when I save this page, you notice that one, my element here is not changed. But now I cannot change the color. When you are applying the color, make sure you apply the color that match. Combination of the text color and the background color should be something very match. So I cannot change the text color here to be white. Color, column, hash one, FFF. This one give me what? White wall color here automatically. You can see now. It's all changed to the white. So, and this is how we apply the background color. Even though if I want to apply background color to the page again, it's still possible. The only thing I need to do now is I'll use a body tag here. Body tag. I will now say background wall color, because background color can be given to any element. Background color for the body now. I can use okay, let me look for another color from here again. The color. Okay, which color can I use now? Okay, let me use this blue gray here. I copy this and I return to this now. This will be my background wall color for the body. So you can see my body has changed. You get now. So these are the how we apply the background color to the HTML page. As I apply to the body, I can apply to any element. Now, another one I wanted to look at now is that what is we are still on the background again. You get it now. There's what you call background image. How can I apply background image to what? To a page. We can apply we can use image as a background, whether for the body, whether for the text. You get now. Before that again, if I'm going to apply image as a background, I have to choose which image I want to use as a background there now. Let me check some of the images I have inside there again. Okay, let me open the folder in the proper environment here. These are the images I have here. And I want to use, okay, I want to use this logo. Okay, I want to use logo 2 as the background wall image here now. You get it now. So how do I do that again? That means I can use what you call background wall image now. So to use background image, I'm going to apply it to the body again. So I can copy this word, this code here now. I will now replace it with what? With the background color I have here. Okay, instead of deleting this, I can comment it out. Because you cannot apply the background color and the image at the same time. It might not work. So let me comment this one out. That means comment means system will go to ignore this particular one, background wall color, because I may want to use it again. That is it now. So the image I want to use now in my file is called what? Logo 2, and it is JPEG. So for me to use the image, I will come down here. Listen carefully here now. As I turn this one to what? Logo2.jpg, you will see that what? The background image will not appear. You can see this is the images folder now. I save this. You will notice that you can't see anything here. The reason why is that what? The part where the image is, I did not specify it, because this is a CSS file. A CSS file is in another folder and image 2 is in a different folder. So for me to tell this HTML that what? The image I want to use, because the image part is specified inside the CSS file, not in the HTML file. So I have to say that what? The image file I want to use here is outside this particular CSS folder, because CSS folder where I store my CSS, I have to use double dot here and say slash. It means that what? The image you want to use is outside the CSS folder. So system now review all the file outside the CSS folder. Then I can look for the image folder here now, which is this. And for image folder, I can now look for the what? For the picture I want to use again, which is this again. That is it. So once I save this again, system will reveal the image. Can you see now? That the image is now using as the what? As the background here now. That is it. But this image is being repeated here. What if I don't want the image to be what? To be repeated at all? Do you get now? There are some attributes I can apply to it. Like say repeat X, I can say repeat Y. That means X axis or Y axis or no repeat. You get it now? So when I return back to here again, I can now apply the attribute what? Repeat what X here. When I say repeat X here now, and I preview the page, you can see this X axis. And because image is still big again, that's why you can see 2 here now. So if I say repeat what Y, this is what that happened again when I save it again. So you can see is in Y axis. The another one is a horizontal vertical now. That is it. But when I say no repeat, that means it will appear only what? Only once. No repeat. No repeat. That means only one image we are going to see here now. That is it. By default, your image is always what? Repeat. You get it now? Image is always what? Repeat. And the same times again, I can position it wherever I want. You can see when you say repeat again, it appears several times. If I reduce this image to be very small image now, you will see that it will appear several times. Let me quickly do that one because only this way we are going to stop it now. I come to this image 2 now. I open it with a paint. I want it to be very small picture now. You can see now it's big here. So here now try to resize it. I will click on view. Okay, no. Okay, I'll click on this resize. Good. I want it to be 10 by 10 now. Okay, can you see? Very good here now. So I can now save it as logo 3. Save as JPEG logo 3. Oh my god. These files. User. Users. Desktop. Online class. Okay. I'm saving this as logo 3 now. You know it's logo 2 before. Logo 3 is now become more smaller. Okay, good. So I'll return back to my CSS again and say logo 3 now. I save. So you see this no repeat here now. Where is it? Okay, can you see up here? Element to already cover it. It's at the top corner here. When I say no repeat. Now, it's in the top left corner. When I now come down, I now say well, repeat. See repeat now. You see how many times they appear? Good. That's how you use as the background now because image is now more smaller. But if I return back here again and I say repeat X or repeat Y, repeat X or repeat Y, that's on the Y axis. You can see now, repeat X again, and that's on the what? X axis. You can also see it again on top again. So if you want it to work, by default, everything is going to work to be repeat. Now, I can specify if it's that way that when you are going to use your image for background, you have to be careful of the size of that image you are using too. Do you get it now? So no repeat again, you want it to appear on the top right corner. That's possible again. So if I copy this one again, I can come here, no repeat, right top. So when I save this page, you can see where it will appear, right top corner. That is it. So, and again, there are different type of position you can specify. Do you get it now? Different position. We have left up, we have right up, we have position right, we have position left, position center. That means background position, you can say center now. So if I come back here, I type position center, okay. If I say position here now, say center. So let's see where the center take it to. You can see now, this is the picture at the center here. So the picture can be used as a background for any of your HTML, whether for body, whether for element selector here is possible. Let me increase the size of this selector here now, which is H1 here. So that's where we are going to stop. I want to apply some CSS to that H1. Okay, let me turn this on to H1 here now. Okay, to this H1. So, okay, here now say H1. Okay. I want to define for only the H1. H1 have ID. Okay, that is sky. Color of the text uppercase. Okay, and now come down here and now say that um, padding top padding top 35 pixel. Okay, let me see what happened here now. You can see space up here. Good. So after that again, I also add the padding bottom now. I also use 30 pixel. Okay, there's more space here too. Now I'll use padding left now to put that into the center. And now see what padding left now, I put it to what 200 what pixel. 200 pixel. Okay, you can see like this one appear here now. Now I want to apply the picture inside this element here now. So instead of apply this one to this body now, I can copy this code like this. I will now put inside this particular of sky here. Okay, like I did, I can create another one here now. I call it class, okay, dot bg, that's background. That bg mean background now. Okay, and now put this rule there. Then I'm using this background for image. Do you get it now? So I will now apply class bg to this h1 too. You now already have some three. I have two already. I'll say bg. You get it now? And I will now refresh it. Can you see the picture? This picture that is inside this H1 is a background here now. Do you get it now? Sometimes you can have a better picture you can use as a background. Do you get it now? So if for example now, and I say okay, I don't want the position here. I don't use the left padding here now for this. I say text align center. I want something like the text to over. Can you see now? That means the text is on top of the image. So for this text now, I can give it another color. I used white before, abi? So let me say I'm now using what ash green. Okay, can you see now? So it is like I'm putting the color is not good actually, but don't mind it. It's I'm putting something like what a image as a background. That's what I use here. I'm using image as well as a background here now. That is it. So that is what this particular background is. But before I will go, but before we go now for this, I want to show another. I want to look for one particular image that is good there. Let me say MTN logo. I want to see MTN logo now. No. I want MTN logo in horizontal bar. Okay. MTN logo. MTN logo in horizontal bar. MTN logo in horizontal. MTN logo in horizontal. Okay, let me share this one. Okay. Okay, like this one here now. Let me see. MTN logo in horizontal here now. Okay. Look at something like this logo. I'm saving it as image. Okay, I see MTN. I'm going to save inside my inside our folder here, image folder here now. Okay, good. Now I now want to edit it with paint. Let me see. Okay, let me add it to the page first and see how it look like now. So let me add it to the page. So here now I have for image src equal images slash mtn. Okay, and then I may need to edit it to and I save this. Okay, okay, that is it. That's it now. So now what I want to do now is this. I want to use this one as a background color for background for div. I want to put Messi on top of this. That's some of the things we use CSS to do. And I also MTN Nigeria. Okay, that's going to be image. This one can be used as background color for anything. So okay, so here now I'm going to have another h1. Okay, I now have four. Okay, I now have h4 element now. Okay, and our h4 element I call it what? Nigeria Telecom. Okay, and that is close h4. Okay, I want to apply CSS to this h4 using the what? The HTML element here now. So I'm returning back here. I'm now creating the CSS rule for h4. H4 because that's only one we have here now. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so 10 minutes. Yeah, that's it. So H4 now, and I say padding. I want to add more space to it. Where's those padding now? Yeah, I want to apply this rule to the H4 here now. Okay, and the text should be at the word center. Okay, so let me save this. See my H4 now. The size, I want size to be font size equal to what? To 50 pt for H4. You can see again. That is it. I want to give it the background too. Background, that's the border. So I want to give it the border. Where is that? Okay, border line, so that I can see the border around it. That H4. Okay, so that's it. But I want border to be black, and that's a 0, 0, 0. Okay, you can see now. Can you see? You can see telecom now. So I want to increase the space again. This one should be what? 60. Okay, this one should be 60, and this one should be 70. Both top and bottom space, so that box should be more what? It's not big enough. Oh, let me say 150. and 100. Let me see again. Good. Now, and I want to use the image as a background for this. So then I can now copy this particular code. This image I just using now for logo 3. I'm using this image as a background for H1, H4. I want H4 to have a background image. Do you get now? And that's going to be what? MTN. Exactly. And once I save this, see what I have here now. Can you see? It means that this particular A4 have a background. So there are so many effects. What we are just trying to do now is for you just to see that how you can apply the different type of the CSS. So we have seen the CSS one property for the color. We are seeing the CSS property for the image for background. Sorry, we see CSS property for the background. We also see the CSS property for what? For the image. So we are going to be continuing more again in the next lab. CSS property for color, we see how we use it. CSS property for the background one, background color too. We have CSS property for background color. So you must spell them in the proper way. You also have a CSS property for what? For the background wall image again. So and how we can apply it. So we are going to look at the one, the CSS property for the other information like this now. The font, the text, and the link. By the grace of God, the next class. So this is where we are going to stop for now. So thank you so much for your time, sir. Hello.